Hello there, beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about something a little different today. There is a bizarre, strange phenomenon that is taking place in the States and perhaps all over the West. The vast majority of millennials feel lonely. And I guess I should draw a distinction between being lonely and alone. One does not imply the other, but there is a huge correlation between the two. So I guess it's not really fair to say that the two are independent. I've been reading a study printed at the Atlanta journals, and it's all kinds of depressing. Young men and women do not want to be in relationships. Both genders are equally afraid, apparently. I wonder if widely praised false allegations and fake feminist statistics claiming there's a prevalence of rape culture in the West had anything to do with it, but I digress. The study takes a quantifiable measure of loneliness. It uses the UCLA loneliness scale. Now, someone in psychology, feel free to let me know if this is a reliable measure, but from a cursory glance at several papers, it appears to be used a fair amount by specialists in the field. The study I'm referring to used 20,000 adults, which in the context of most academic studies is a pretty healthy sample size. Results are terrifying. Not only are a huge segment of America suffering from loneliness, the majority of them are. A lot of contributing factors have been named, but the biggest culprits seem to be social media, and Instagram apparently is the worst of the lot. Now, if you all are hanging out on Instagram, bringing in the death of the Western civilization, follow me, links in the description. But moving on, you know what's worse? Psychologists have taken some quantifiable metrics to measure happiness. And it appears, according to some estimates, that folks today, by several estimates, are less happy than people living during World War II. World War II, the world was in a war, there was economic depression, no large-scale internet use, but folks were happier. Try wrapping your minds around that. So marriage rates have been falling. Some people believe increased use of pornographic content may have killed some intimacy drivers. Young people are having less sex. Now, if folks are saving themselves for marriage, or if they want to be a priest or nun, I get that. But listen to this excuse. Some kids say they don't have time for relationships because of the course load or schoolwork. What the hell of an excuse is this? It's either masking some other problems, or kids today suck. Now, problem gets worse if you consider the health impacts. So suffering from loneliness can have the same health impact as smoking 15 cigarettes a day or dealing with obesity. Now, I would take the 15 cigarette number with a grain of salt, knowing how academic papers get published. Sometimes people try to stretch things around to gain some attention, but looking at the study, there's definitely some health impacts. Now, there's usually a lot of talk about mental health, but loneliness, or the fact that our generation is being driven towards loneliness, for some reason gets ignored. I was listening to Dennis Prager's podcast, and he was talking about the importance of faith and marriage for individual fulfillment. Now, I am no relationship guru, and I'm not a theological scholar either. What I do know is that we're throwing away a lot of things that can be considered traditional. Virtues of marriage, for one thing. Importance of building relationships being another. Building a network of friends. Our generation is obsessed trying to look for happiness in some career. I guess every generation is a little different than the one before it. Each generation has its own concern. My generation, by my estimates, might be throwing the baby out with the bathwater with regards to a lot of things. So you guys go outside, make some friends, and I will talk to you guys soon.